These three beauties arrived in the studio for a review sometime in the beginning of March. Well, it was lined up for a review, but you know the story, COVID, lockdown, etc. But we now get a chance to work with this. We are talking about Sigma, a new series called Contemporary from Sigma. Welcome to Pixel Village, and I'm Radha Krishnan. Now, Sigma is known for their art series of lenses. Art series has some fantastic prime lenses and a few zoom lenses as well, which are sought after by professionals for, all sorts of professionals. They swear by it. They also had a sports series. Now they have introduced a new set of lenses under the Contemporary series. Till very recently, the Contemporary series had very few lenses. They were for DSLRs, but they recently launched a set of prime lenses, and they're going to call them as I series. A 24, a 35 and a 65, especially for L mount and for Sony E mount. A 24, a 35 and a 65. And Sigma says that these are cost-effective lenses but with amazing quality promise. Well, let me keep these boxes aside. And let me also tell you a little bit more about these lenses. These lenses also come with its own lens hoods. And when I look at it, I kind of can't believe that it belongs to a cost-effective range. Okay, I've not gone and shot it yet, so I'm not going to talk about quality yet, but these are amazingly well-built lenses. Now, when I see these lenses, I remember a few things that I have experienced in the past. Like while we were growing up in the 70s and the 80s, and there were things were made or built to last. The car is as old as the man in the house. The fridge is as old as their eldest son. The air conditioner is probably a couple of decades old. Things were built to last. But for reasons best known to the manufacturers, things changed. Now we don't make things to last that long. It can be due to the fact that there are policy changes in governments and certain regions of the world, or just sheer lack of material availability, or it can be any reasons. The life cycle of a product is now not as it used to be. Like I said, the car, the fridge, the air conditioners, they don't last, or we don't even use them that long. We don't even expect them to last that long. And in comes these lenses, which really evoke that good old days in me. The photographers used to talk about the lens build quality in those days. They talk about how well built it is, how much it can last, and they say you can hunt with it. The lenses were bought to last. I remember buying my first Hasselblad and 3 lenses, and I thought my life was set. So was your Cinars, and so was your, those good old SLR cameras. They were built to last. They still are. I have a few in my dry cabinet. When I look at these lenses, like I said, it gives me that feeling. After a long time, a very long time, I am coming across a lens hoods made of metal. Not only metallic, they have this, special ribs on it, apparently made by hand. They're one at a time. They are not, they did not come out of a mold. They were making, they were creating these grooves one at a time. They have a technical name for it. I'm forgetting it. I'll kind of give you a super here. This really, kind of evokes a different set of feeling. Metal, built to last. The only thing which is plastic is the front cap and the rear cap, but they have a surprise up their sleeve. Now, they have a set of magnetic lens caps. So what they do is they kind of stay, it's a magnet. It kind of goes like that. It comes in the pack. So you can keep your plastic lens caps home and carry these magnetic lens caps with you. Very easy to use. And they also sell you an accessory which you can wear around your waist, which can hold these lens cap. They call it the lens cap holder. Doesn't come in the pack. You have to buy it separately, but that's a very, very interesting, thought. Well, of course, these are test lenses. So the initial lenses originally did not have these things in the box. So my 35 did not come with the metallic cap. So we're going to continue using the plastic one. Now, when I look at these lenses very closely, the first important feature that I notice is the aperture ring and the feel, the satisfying feel that it gives you when you move the ring. Now, Sigma says that the contemporary will have a maximum opening of f2. I mean, that's what they have decided to keep for their prime lenses. This 24mm is at 3.5. That's the maximum, openable aperture. The focusing is silky smooth, no noise at all. Mind you, these are AF lenses, okay? They are not manual lenses, the AF lenses, and they also have given you a switch to toggle between AF and manual mode. So I felt that this is amazing, and they seems to have followed their, remember, Sigma makes amazing film lenses, cinema lenses. I think this design philosophy kind of follows that film lenses. This looks like a little brother of those lenses. I'm not only happy, I'm so surprised to see this kind of quality at this price range. I'll tell you what the prices are. I'm sure most of you already know these prices because this has been around in the market for about 3-4 months now. So it overall feels very nice, built very well. And what else? Am I missing something here? Of course, I need to mount this on a camera and take some images. So these lenses are currently, like I told you, available for L mount, Panasonic L mount. There is a big scarcity of good quality lenses there, variety of range of lenses there. So this is going to go and fill in there at a great price point. And of course, these are available currently in E mount as well. So the mirrorless Sony users are going to definitely enjoy this. What they're going to enjoy most is the size, the compactness of these lenses. Some of the mirrorless lenses are like, I think I've mentioned it in a couple of videos earlier about the increasing size of, the mirror lenses, native lenses for mirrorless. Well, the other thing that I'd like to definitely mention about these lenses are that these lenses have a lot of aspherical elements inside it. The aspherical elements within the lens basically reduce the spherical diffraction, okay, thereby increasing the sharpness of images in the corner. This 24, I think, will be a great lens for astrophotographers because they will really enjoy this lens because of the edge sharpness, lack of coma, etc. So I don't know whether I'll be able to shoot any astro. First thing, I'm not good at it. Second, it's already started raining, so we may not be shooting astro, but we'll do a lot of wide angles. And this is the 35. Very well built again. 35 feels very nice. Let me put the metallic ring, metallic hood. Okay, now metallic hoods are bayonet mount. All of them are, they're not threaded, they are bayonet mount, and they kind of give you a positive feel. Fantastic. And because of these grooves, you can hold very nicely. They don't slip from your hand. Because of this, they actually complement a compact mirrorless camera. So I'm really, really happy that someone actually dared to kind of come out with such a design. Earlier, these designs were done by real top of the line one of those exotic camera and lens manufacturers. Currently, it is available in Sigma. Now, what I forgot to mention during my initial rant is that these lenses are made in Japan. And of course, these days, lenses are made in all parts of the world. I'm not doubting their quality, whatever. But, that the photographers have this affinity towards lenses made in Germany and lenses made in Japan. These are made in Japan. Well, yet they have managed to kind of bring it in this kind of price range. Amazing. This is a 65. Let me connect to the, so easy. Let me add the brilliant, and here it is. Wow, perfect. Can't wait to take them out for a shoot. We will shoot some test charts basically to understand whether what they're talking about, edge sharpness is right or wrong. We will not delve deep into that, but then we will take it out and take some images in the real world as well and quickly come back. So it's been almost 1.5 weeks since we shot that intro segment. Due to lockdown and the restrictions, which comes along with it, and bad weather, we were unable to go out and do the extent of shoot we actually wanted to do with these lenses. Nevertheless, we have managed to do some shots, which is good enough to kind of tell you what these lenses are capable of. But before that, we must look at some critical information. As you know, we have a homegrown lens test, kind of a small experiment that we do in the studio. I'm sure you've seen it from some of our earlier lens reviews. So what we have done is, as you know, we have shot the chart using all the 3 lenses at certain apertures. Some are wide, some in the middle, and some extremely closed kind of aperture. So let's look at what this chart kind of reveals. I'm looking at the 24mm at f4. Because its maximum opening is 3.5. So at f4, the corners are pretty sharp. There's a little bit of an indication of a distortion, but within well manageable limits. At the center, it is tack sharp. All the lines are very, very clearly resolved. So for me at f4, the 24mm, wide open, crisp, clear, edge to edge, everything. So I don't see any problem. As we go up, so this is 5.6. Again, edges are damn sharp. I don't see any fringing, nothing at all. Center again is damn sharp. Let me go to the next one, which is the f8. Again, very sharp, but yeah, it is very sharp. I don't see any fall. Again, center is again very well defined, no fringing at all. And from 11 onwards, I see a small drop in the perceived sharpness. So if you look at the edge, I can see a little drop in the sharpness, and I think it was expected. Now at 16, the edge is slowly I can see it losing the sharpness. And let me go back to the edge. This is f16, and at 22 you can see the edge actually has lost considerable amount of sharpness. So is the center. So full open up till 8, it is wonderfully sharp, crisp, both at the corners and at the edges without any fringing. But I don't see fringing at all, even at 22. So it's a pretty good usable lens. So all the shots that we have done in landscapes and, basically it's a wide angle. So we have done a lot of landscapes. So take a look at these images that we have done with the 24. Like I said, we couldn't do much, but this is what we did. And now the 35 f2. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, f2 is the widest in the contemporary series. Okay, we did some shots with the f2, but let me show you the chart first. This is f2, full open, and let me go to the corner. At f2, the corner sharpness is not anything that you want to write home about, as they say. But center is pretty good. As we start closing the aperture, this is 2.8. You can actually see an improvement. The next is f4, and you can actually see the corner sharpness improving, and also the overall sharpness is also improving, and very well. So 35 has a problem in wide open, but the center is very good. But as you start closing the aperture at 5.6, it's perfect. The next one is f8, again very sharp. f11, again nice and sharp, but I think at f16 onwards it starts losing the sharpness. So if you are looking for sharpness, I think what you should work is with the f4, 5, 6, f8, and f11 onwards you start losing the sharpness. But if you want to work with full open and get that interesting focus fall off and interesting bokeh and stuff, make sure that your subject is at the center or at the 2/3. Don't keep your subject at the corners. You will have a focusing problem. And I did not see any light fall off, okay? I have not corrected anything either in the camera or in the software. So I don't see any vignetting, any light fall off. Of course, there are some focus fall offs, but light fall off I did not see at all. These are the images that we shot with the 35 mm lenses, and they are pretty good. We are very happy. Okay, now let's look at the 65. 65 is an f2 lens again, nice wide open lens. This is my favorite among the three, and I have my own reason, and I'll tell you that at the end. We shot the chart, so let's look at the chart at f2. The corner is very sharp. I mean, as in compared to the other two lenses, they are pretty sharp. Center, of course, is brilliantly sharp. Then you have 2.8. 2.8 corners are pretty sharp. The center also is very good. I mean, there is no distortion at all. f4 onwards, I think you will start seeing the edge sharpening. This is at 5.6. This is at f8, very sharp. So if the corners are sharp, definitely even the center also will be sharp. So f8 seems to be a very good aperture to work with if you are looking for overall sharpness in your image. But if you want to convert this as a portrait lens and you want to shoot wide open, of course, like I said, in the case of 35, the center is brilliantly sharp. Of course, the edge kind of a little soft, but no light drop at all. No light fall off. No vignetting has happened at all. Let's take a look at these images too. Now, the reason why 65 is my favorite lens. Okay, as you know, if you shoot a portrait with a 50 mm lens, you will introduce a certain amount of, well, the image looks a little longer, like distortion. The standard lens has its own, characteristics. So if you shoot a portrait, you will see the person in it a little kind of thinner or longer or taller than actually he or she is because of the characteristics of the lens. And if you shoot the same image at 85 mm lens, you will start seeing a certain amount of compression getting introduced into that image, and you will actually see your subject becoming a little fatter for everybody's comfort. And this actually falls very sweetly in between that 50 and that 85. And take a look at these images. We just shot in order to kind of demonstrate it to you. So take a look at this 50 mm image. And this is me. And this one is 50. And this is the 85. Correct? You can actually see my jaws have kind of become, they are wide. I'm fat, but they're a little too wide for my liking. But when you shoot that same image with the 65, same coverage, same framing, everything, of course, the distance from the subject will change, but I've kept the framing exactly the same. And you can see the 65 giving you the most acceptable image. So hence I like this. I'm sure lots of photographers are going to like this for portraiture, and I think, and it's got a nice close focusing distance. In fact, all lenses have pretty good close focusing distance too. All right. Now I have to conclude this video. My conclusion is that these lenses are fantastic. Okay. I would like to keep these 3 lenses if Sigma allows us to keep it, because this is brilliant. I like these lenses for its build quality and that classic approach to lens design. Everything that, slightly older photographer like me expect to have in a lens is there. I'd like to feel the aperture, the lens hood. I think I mentioned in the introduction that metallic lens hoods are a rarity these days, you see, and coupled with great image quality and a fantastic pricing for these lenses makes this lens highly desirable. Now, who will like these lenses? I think everyone will like these lenses, provided they get their hands on to try these lenses when they buy their camera. I seriously recommend that you go and try and get your hands on these lenses, these contemporary series lenses. These are some of the best lenses that I have come across in the recent times, and they are building, Sigma is building that range very seriously. And if I have to talk about a couple of things that they can think of improving is one, though this magnetic lens cap is a very interesting innovation. Let me put this in here. It's gone in, it's locking. Now with the lens hood on, it's actually impossible to open the, or pull out the lens cap. So that's a little bit of a negative for me. I don't know if there is another way to kind of pull this out, an easier way, which I don't know. If there is, please let us know. The other thing that I like to talk about is that in case if you want to upgrade or update the firmware, the lens firmware, you will be able to do it only through the USB dongle. Other lens manufacturers allow you to update or upgrade from the camera body itself. So this USB dongle comes as an accessory, so that's an additional expenditure. Well, other than that, brilliant, very well made. I think this is a set of lenses that you can actually hand over to the next generation, I'm sure. So we're going to keep these lenses in the studio as long as Sigma allows us to, and we'll of course share those images with you on a regular basis. If you are interested in learning photography, please head over to pixelvillage.com. We have a set of
fantastic photography teachers there taking classes for you. They're all recorded sessions. You can watch the bouquet of offering, and if you like it, you can subscribe.
So, yeah, that's about it. Stay safe.
Bye for now.